Welcome everyone, this is Evelyn. I have a special read today. I decided to, excuse me, I decided to do something a little bit different. It's still my main read, but today I decided to do it for the event coming up December 21st, 2020, whatever that may be. I wanted to get more details, and boy, did some messages come through on that. So please stay tuned for this. I did do a twin flame read for last night for today. If I have time, I'll do that one later, but I definitely want to get this one out because there's some very important messages that were coming through. And I have to tell you, it's all about the children, and whether you agree, disagree, like or don't like Trump, Trump was definitely coming up in the read today regarding saving the children, nothing to do with politics, okay? So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings out to you all. I believe it is Friday today, where I am. It's December 11th, 2020. The 11 of justice, and definitely divine justice was coming up specifically today. And the day adds up to 27-9, which is an ace of wands, so it's also a 1. The 27 is that ace of wands, that new passion, new creativity and growth, getting that energy ignited into a very focused direction, and the day being all about divine justice, so inspired to divine justice. And by the way, when I went to sleep last night, I just looked at the clock right before I was going to allow myself to fall asleep, because I usually meditate before I go to sleep, and the first digit on my clock shows up no matter whether it's there or not, because it's broken. So instead of 111, it said 1111 at 111. So that was very cool because it was 111 and 1111 at the same time. Definitely the energy of today was coming up as the portal of energetic exchange for the children. And as soon as I was shuffling the SIRIAN Starseed deck, which is the main deck for the read today, the 8 of Wands got left out, so that's very significant. The energetic exchange, the arrows of love, the expression of feelings and desires, as well as the holding back of feelings and desires, right? Not being true to yourself. So at 10 o'clock, right on the dot, so 3 zeros behind the 1 of the Magician, all that source energy, because the 0 for me is the human embodiment of source. So you have 3 zeros, it's a whole lot of source energy backing up the 1 of the Magician and the oneness of us all. So I kept the main deck then, and this is for the event of, and it's the flash, the solar flash, the event, the conjunctions of the planet, however you want to see it, coming up around the 21st of December. But I just left it at the December events, the event, December 2020, and the children was the main topic here. So not only was that coming up in the read right away, which I'm going to show you, but also, if you can see back here, which always usually sets the tone for the read back here when I pull these 2 cards here. There's usually 1 or 2 or sometimes none. But it's the Page of Pentacles, which is the student, and the star, right? The star student. It's all about the children. And it's not just about the schooling, but that's one of the topics coming up for the children as well. So this is the main read that came up for the event. And look at the read. We have 3 of the 4 pages and the 6 of Cups. It was all about children. And I want you to take note too of the 9 of Cups here, because literally that is the flash of light coming down upon like a cave underneath the ground that's all done up like, you know, a wedding or something where people have a lot of money. So it's literally showing the light shining upon the dark, right? To bring out the shadows, and also significantly on the underground tunnels and the children and rescuing the children and all of that. But there's a lot more that comes up in the read. There's a lot of specific stuff about people that comes up in the read, just like my normal read. But the theme here, again, was about this event, okay, or the solar flash. The completed read is here. Okay, so 7 deck read, as I usually do. We have the Romance Angels, Tarot Sexual Magic, the Numerology deck, the Rider-Waite mini deck, the Gilded Tarot, the Universal Golden Tarot, and of course the SIRIAN Starseed deck. And at 10 o'clock, I told you I cut the main deck. At 10:01, which is the reflection of itself, 10 and 01, is the Wheel of Fortune and the Magician, which is really potent energy there. And I was getting the message T and counting. You know, it's like the counting down from 10 to 1, right? T and counting. But then I was also getting Trump and counting as soon as all the children came through. At 10:07 is the Wheel of Fortune, the 7 of the Chariot. Only the Page of Swords was a missing page in the read, and that's actually came up as my specific number today. And the Page of Swords also came up in other areas of the read, but all 4 pages were reversed, so it's totally about the unhappy children. At 10:08, 10 being the Wheel of Fortune, 8 being the Strength, the solar flash came up as how it sees itself, which was that 9 of Cups that I showed you. At 10:10, the Wheel of Fortune times 2, 2 wheels, right? Maybe the wheels of the Chariot. I'm sorry if you can, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but there's some lawnmowers or some kind of machine going on right now. It's kind of loud for me, but you probably can't hear it as well. And I apologize for that if you can. But that solar flash came up as how the event sees itself. And then at 10:10, I cut the Tarot Sexual Magic, and the first cards that came out that I saw was the first card that I dealt, which was the 10 of Swords, and then the underlying energy was the 6 of Pentacles. But in the Tarot Sexual Magic, they're 2 of the most depressing feminine energies in the deck. So the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Swords was reversed, so the worst is over there. And the 6 of Pentacles is upright in this deck, but it's kind of strange because where usually it's about balance and sharing, in the Tarot Sexual Magic, it's this card here. You know, it's very depressing, but it's supposed to be like balanced energy of the 6 of Pentacles, right? Someone coming in to perhaps correct an imbalance. Maybe someone's been drinking because they've been left alone too much or they're depressed. So those 2 cards came up first. And then, so drinking and depression may be coming up not just for the children, but for the divine feminines there. The children are just coming up all reversed. And then I was getting, we are the world, we are the children. So that was coming up. And then 10:14 is the Wheel of Fortune and the 14 of the Temperance card, the Patience, except the Temperance card, and that's that higher love of the angels. It was reversed in the read. And F flames again, the expansion and contraction, the Phi energy of the flames, the transmutation, the drama, the passion, to the expansion and contraction of that flame, and the impatience that it can cause, right? Because we're human. So we can certainly react out of frustration, which may be coming up now. You may be feeling anger or frustration. I know I have had little flares of that now and then, just feeling it coming up or, you know, welling up in me. The Hangman's been coming up a lot with the right knee block, which is anger again in the joints. And then there were certain cards that came up together, which again was bringing up for me the relationship between Trump and the innocent children to protect from the elite energies. And then at 10:19, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun, from the Gilded Tarot, I had finished there, and that's when the star, at 10:19 is where the star there and the Page of Pentacles came up here. Okay, but they're both upright. So at 10:21, which is the Wheel and then the World, which is the completion, the guilty one comes forward to receive punishment, which then is to pay it forward with love in your work, to come together with the Magician and the Hierophant. And initially I was getting the reference of the 3D and 5D perspective of what God is, but then I was getting the Magi as being the Magdalene energy of the divine feminine, and the Hierophant being the divine masculine, right? The gate holders of the 3D and the 5D. Also the Magician coming up as the shade, right? Because in alchemy, the masculine is all about the change, and the feminine is all about the shaping of it. So here's the 5 of the Hierophant, which is the change, and the Magi or Magician of the divine feminine of shaping things to come. So instead of punishing people, we don't punish, we have them pay it forward, right, to help somebody out. Or even if you have had someone help you get out of something, or you helped yourself out of something, then instead of just walking away free, you want to go back in and rescue somebody else, right? I mean, for a lot of people, that's just something natural that comes to them, and for others, it's not. So this is about teaching each other and paying things forward. We are the God, the children, the child, ever expanding their etheric body. So it's very much like God is the child, which this has come up for me many times. God is the child energy, right? So instead of the child, like a human child would grow physically, right? An adult doesn't grow that way anymore. They grow in other ways, but not physically. But the child is very much like God, because God's always wanting to expand itself, more and more fully, which references the childlike energy. And very much that impish magic that God has. So we have, at 10:26, I finished shuffling the mini deck. That's my final deck I clarify with. And 26 is the Page of Wands, which ended up being the page in the middle of the read, the center energy at the heart of the matter, the Page of Wands reversed. And in the SIRIAN Starseed deck, the Page of Wands has a mask on and a burning desire. And there's literally a flame coming out of his penis. It's very tribal. There's someone worshiping, the female worshiping him. He's got a mask on and his penis is on fire. So that is the central energy, but reversed, which can indicate letting go of all that, letting go of the mask, letting go of the false desire, right? The 3D kind of desire. And then at 10:30 is the wheel and the 30 of the Four of Wands, the home, the union, the stability, the celebration. The Hierophant the Hierophant actually ended up getting placed right here where the light of the Nine of Cups is. So this is like coming up as God flashing their light down upon all of the fools who have open hearts and have freed themselves. The light of the Nine of Cups and their children, the fools. The 10:32 of the wheel and then the journey. 32 is the Six of Wands. And the Six of Pentacles at that point, when I was clarifying, spun out on my knee and ended up upright. And it stopped upright, just like the roulette wheel, with the Seven of Wands, 33, which is the Christ vibration. So here God was referencing itself, as well as the 33 of the Christ vibration, right? So the fool with an open heart, ready to take a leap of faith. So I finished clarifying this read at 10:33 to 34, which is the Christ vibration, the 34, which was that Eight of Wands, which was the first card that dropped out while I was shuffling. So they're very significant today, the Christ energy and the 34 of the Eight of Wands, the energetic exchange, the arrows of love, the expression of true feelings and desires, which boils down to being authentic with yourself. So, and those last clarifying cards were the Ace of Pentacles upright and then the Four of Swords reversed, which can be the awakening for sure. The event, the solar flash, the children, bringing light to the dark, the underground caves and tunnels of the elite. It was definitely a message coming up here. I finished clarifying at that time at 10:33 to 34, and the major arcana that came up here were alchemy, justice, and alchemy is like the magician. It's a young energy of the magician, like a child, like I just discussed God might be. And then justice and the shadow being the devil. And then before the read, reason and the tower came up. Reason's the emperor. And after the read, the hanging man and strength came up. And here we have the eclipses, or the ring of fire was coming up with this strength card. We had, this is for the event and the solar flash, which was coming up as an abbreviation, TE, which literally means the moral man, and SF is San Francisco. But it's also Sophia, Sophi, right? Expanding and contracting with the moral man. The two wands came up, 3 cups, 2 swords, and 1 pentacle. So mostly cups here with heart and emotion-based things. The court cards in the read were the Page of Wands, Page of Cups, and Page of Pentacles. That was it. But we also had the Nine of Swords and Nine of Cups come up. Nine of Cups was after the read, along with the Knight of Swords. The code line and the numbers were all about physical activity and pride. And we had the main 2 numbers were 99 of compassion, but we had triple tens, But the number 10 wasn't as significant as the 9. The compassion and endings were more important than the 10s. But the triple 10s reference a very high vibration. So keep that vibration really pure and high. The 33, the Christ vibration, and the 7 of Wands, right? Standing up for yourself and taking the high road. And then we also had 2321, which is the King of Wands in the world. And then 36, which is the 10 of Wands, the Atlas energy. 39, which is the Knight of Cups. 69 of the Ace of Pentacles, and then 910, begin again and again and again. In a lesser sense, we had 13 of the transition, the Death card, the end, the 34 of the Eight of Wands, and the 46 of the Six of Cups, which is reversed in this read. So again, all the children were reversed in this read, and as well as the grandparents. The Emperor and the Empress were both reversed as well. The cups were they were all 4 court cards of the cups were reversed. They were very significant in the read. But really, all the court cards were significant here. There's a lot of players going on here with the children, because if you have children coming up in the read, then of course all of their relatives are coming up as well. And the physical activity and pride, the code line being the key or the trump key, and the 9 of the collective consciousness, the hermit, the wise one, the one that goes within, seeing the children, loving each other. The seeker or student of the shadow spoke came up, S-P-O-K-E, not as in speaking verbally, but it can be, of the shadow spoke, but it was coming up as the spoke of the wheel, the greasy wheel. And then Kofifi was coming up. So I looked up shadow spoke, because that's the way it came up, to see what that meant. And the only site that came up referencing shadow spoke was a Japanese site called izanami-wheel.com. It's IZANAMI-wheel.com. And it was referencing a wheel, like race car wheels, not the tires, but the actual wheels that have spokes. And there was another header that came up regarding the shadowconspiracy.com, spokes the conspiracy theory, but when I went into both of those sites, neither one of them came up with anything. One said it wasn't available, and the other one said it wouldn't open. And the one that I could get into that had those wheels, where the site wouldn't open for the wheels, was another company called Ted's Modeling Marketplace, and the address for Ted's was Naples, Florida, 1033 Port Orange. And who's orange? But in the read, the King of Wands is orange, but also, who do you think of as orange? So Trump was coming up again. And the zip code there was 34120, which is the 34 of the Eight of Wands, and then 120 is the 12, backed up by 0, which is the Wisdom, the Hangman. So this was a Japanese company that was coming up here, and Japanese come up again in the read, so there's definitely something serious about Pearl Harbor coming up that we're clearing. But that's 2 Japanese things came up in this read. But I was getting the download regarding the relationship to the Kofifi, which is an alloy, right? It's part cobalt, and then vanadium, I always forget which one it is, and then 2 parts iron. But really I was getting the co of the blue, cobalt blue. The V is the symbol for the divine feminine, and then the 2 parts iron, but it's Fifi, which is like Sophia. When I say Phi, it's the same, because you can say PHI, Fifi, or Phi. So it's coming up as the Sophia. So the blue feminine, 2 parts iron, or Sophia. The blue female with double iron, like instead of Iron Man, Iron Woman, the blue female, Sophia. The Blu-ray divine feminine. And that was all at 11:11. It's also coming up. There was something about when I originally seen the Kofifi alloy, it was showing me like all of the underground water places that the elite could have underground, stations or equipment set up. And the number one thing had come up is the Venice waterways underground. But also I've been getting not just the Kofifi alloy, because that's an iron alloy, but there's something about it in reference to adrenochrome that is curative, like able to, it's not only something to clear 5G energies and protect us from that, but I was getting its ability to clear our waters. But there's something about the underground children that's connected with all of this message as well. So at 11:13, which is justice and the death card, the transition portal, toggling up the 9, which is compassion. Remember, 99 was the first number that came out as significant in the code line. Toggling up 9 to see the children, the compassion for yourself and them, loving each other or not, as the first message I was getting here was regarding John Coffey in the Green Mile, where he says that he used them love for each other to hurt them, right? The guy who abused and killed the children. He was stating, and he feels this every day because he was psychic and empathic and spirit's connecting with me right now. This is what he was saying in the movie. Yes, boss, this is what it's like around the world every day for me. This is why I don't want to stay necessarily anymore here. So seekers of the shadow spoke. The Kofi alloy to clear the 5G and the water, stressing iron to the limit, and then sending love to it, infused with love, unable to break the human spirit. The avatar may die, but the spirit comes back into a child, ready to go again. And then I was getting bring it. So I had watched Lori Lab with Tommy John, some of their video, and he was talking about someone he had been training once, an athlete who says, and I'm paraphrasing, I think this is what he said. He said that the athlete he was training said, when it gets tough, this is the time to go to or think of what I love, which then allows them to expand even greater. So an athlete who's really taxed and just can't go anymore finds a way to go by going into what he loves. So this is coming up relating to what I just said. To transform the toxicity, the acid, through loving it. Remember that acid is cancer and alkaline. We have to keep the balance of just, you want to err to the side of alkaline. You don't want it to be too alkaline either, but it has to be on the side of alkaline as opposed to acidic, because as soon as it goes acidic, that's the downhill. So to transform the toxicity or the acid through loving it, to love your body, love your water, love your food, which is the point of prayer, but with proper intent, to love it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly, to infinity and beyond. Buzz Lightyear, not Buzz Kill. Love your skeletal system, your structure, your foundation, of which all it is built upon. Not a spook from Halloween, but the skull that housed and protected your brain, pineal, your eyes, nose, mouth, and ears. The axis supports the atlas in triangulation with the cerebellum. The staff supports the rod and creates the butterfly effect. The freedom rings in the mind's eye, the reflection of rods and cones and ganglions, to protect them, streaming in to the mind, to the third eye, and the spark of inspiration and imagination. And some of this eye stuff was coming up from glaucoma.org. But the light to the axons, or the rod to the support staff, the axons are the long fibers of the optic nerve, with the ganglions or ganglions to fend off interference or offside interference. Like a football game, the quarterback is the rod, quarter. And that's quarter is the first half and the second half. Quarter is coming up. And then quarter is not just 25-25, it's also 4-4, which I always thought that was really cool that quarter is actually 4-4, which is my life lesson number. So the football game of the rod or the quarterback and quarter with the linemen, or the Rose line, the Rosalind line, the lineage of Jesus and Mary Magdalene, and the 0 point guards, the offense and defense merging into a kickoff of sorts, all up in the air, grounding the play with fire and waterworks, splashing water on sweaty face, tears of pain and joy, going farther than you ever thought you would by being in the moment, all captured on film. Oh, how many moments there are, fleeting and spinning, long, sad, and happy, turning that frown upside down at 11:39, which is justice and the Knight of Cups. Now, however, remember I told you all of the cups, the court cards were reversed. The page, the knight, the queen, and the king. So at 11:40, I start this read with the alchemy card, with the mini deck on top, and then the cards I went down with. The cards under the alchemy reverse were 10 of swords from the bottom up, 10 of swords reversed, and then 10 of cups upright. That's significant upon itself, 2 10s in a row because they're endings. Then the reason, or the emperor, reversed, tower reversed, and then the ace of swords reversed. Fallen angels, after the worst is over and bliss of happy ending comes in, without reason, or the emperor reversed, in the aftermath of sudden events, explosions, eruptions, epiphanies, or resisting the inevitable, the split, the divide, the lies, the BS, and the need for the truth and clarity, the honesty about impatience, losing patience, no longer patient, and or fallen angel, or lost your temper. Sagittarius reverse comes up here. Saggy, remember, without the I, and the lowercase I for me is the code for the chakra system. So Saggy without that lowercase I or the chakra system is Sag. Without the chakra system online, the divine feminine, which the chakra system is the divine feminine and the Kundalini awakening, the Knight of Pentacles taking the lead to round up or corral, get everyone to listen, right? The Knight of Pentacles is that humble, loyal servant, getting everyone to listen, to offer help to those in exile, destitute, injured, or ill, being guided to their personal wake-up call, the clarion call to cut out the crap and pull the sword from the stone at 11:48, which is justice, and the walking away, and the justice being in the walking away and within. Post-war celebration and gatherings all around the world. Or 3 cheers for the sealed divine feminine around the world. The Knight of Pentacles off sides, taking a supporting role in the lead of the divine feminine, guiding others to end the war within, and being the ending the war of being the victim by coming together and joyfully removing Excalibur all together, yet on your own at the same time. Coming full circle. Awakening and coming out of the slumber with clarity, new information of rumors, lies, spying, propaganda, and kids acting out using bad language or silent treatment. With the 6 of Cups reversed, unloving, negative past, childhood, memories, hurts, past returning, and or kids being difficult, broken, stuck, broke down, broke up, broke in, or break through, or a state of emergency, which is that fight or flight, to stress you out, to challenge you, to see how far you can go before shifting into that love vibration. The surrender, and again, this has to do with the adrenochrome, because this is what the elitists, they do to challenge the body of the baby to bring this love energy, that ultimate love energy out. It's not just about adrenaline. It's about the love that comes only from the human spirit. Because the ETs don't have the human spirits. This is different. So this is stressing your body, stressing your emotions, everything to challenge you to see how far you will go before shifting into that love vibration. Right? And we talked about this with the goo as well, the GU of putting the bugs together. Whichever bug with the toxins in it wins, collects all the toxins from the other 2 bugs, and then they harvest that into something else and use it, to control others. So what will it take you? How far will you go before finally realizing you need to surrender into love, that love vibration, the surrender, at the Y in the road, perpetually, with the Queen of Pentacles, or offering love to the Queen of Pentacles, the grounded divine feminine starting over in love with the Queen of Cups reversed. The Queen of Pentacles being patient with others and their growing pains, shaking leaves off the tree, right? Getting rid of the dead weight. Like cutting your hair and your fingernails, sanding, filing nails, cutting hair, trimming the trees coming up for Christmas, but for regrowth, right? The cutback in order to cause more regrowth. Dipping toes into the pond that is no longer there, only dry dirt. Remnants of the ocean floor. Seaweed and my octopus teacher. Mates and dies, or the mantis bites their head off. The heat is on, taking one heat lamp or the false light down at a time, thinking twice before accepting what you are offered or given as the next quote-unquote best thing. Under the sea. So that comes up as the mermaid here, a fish out of water. And then the mer coming up as, because the mer means sea, like a sea maid, right? She is a maid to the sea. But it also means a repeat unit. Through repetition forms polymer. Apple, apple tree, mere, simple, mar, female horse, sea, and to ladle or scoop. The sky and the heaven. Of lowercase I came up, which is the chakra system in my coding. Of I, me, to me, more, we, one. These are all definitions for mer, like the ocean. Removing the emotion out of the ocean to see the desert it would become. That heat dries up all the water, separating the wheat from the chaff, those of the earth and those of the sea. The Queen of Cups, once under the tree, is now under the sea, where trees can't live. Seashells, seashells by the seashore no more. Impatience of Pisces and Saggy here, with the Emperor reversed going down under. The Queen of Pentacles out being seen, but keeping to themselves, there just in case they're needed, or keeping the goose's gander up in check. The quiet students and the ones who can't stay quiet. The Queen of Pentacles coming up as the Sphinx teacher, the mediator for the goose to wait their turn and learn patience. Sometimes there's a reason to be quiet and still when laying in wait and ready to pounce and go in for the kill at 12:21. It's hard for the kids to contain their excitement as destiny turns forward and the 3D end of the bridge is exposed in all its 3D glory, which is funny because I was watching the movie Glory the other night. I didn't actually finish the whole movie. Then three red stripes were coming up, vertical stripes, but then when I went up to look up 3 vertical stripes, the horizontal stripes in Biden's logo came up for the E in his name. So what I did see online was the red strip came up as the Army in World War II, but that's just like one stripe. And then they were asking, when Biden used that as a symbol, as the red in his E, they were asking, does that relate to China and the 3 red banners? So that was coming up from commons.m.wikimedia.org. The file counting rod vertical red 3.svg came up. It was called Counting Rods by Mitsu Samashi, so another Japanese site came up. It was a talk that he was doing. The thumbnail of 3 red lines vertically, and it was just coming up the image of this symbol, which others were allowed to use. I don't know if it was a copyright of some sort, but it was sized 19 by 29, and it was the second Japanese reference in this read today, and it was by a Japanese man. So then flirt came up, and it is safe to love is on top. So flirt was first, and then it is safe to love. Destined to cross the bridge over troubled water, the ocean, to dream family with all secrets exposed. The dogs sniffing them out, let them do their job. The Sphinx is getting the golden goose, or keeping the golden goose in check, learning to wait and see. There's so much power in that, to wait and see and not jump the gun, okay? And this is important because there's many things I've seen and heard about saving the children, and how, of course, in order for things to happen, it has to be in secret. You can't know. So there's all of this kind of under keeping all of the good people back, even though they're trying to help by bringing things out to the light, holding them back. And part of that is doing this, I don't know if there's a sting operation during this 12/21, I'm sure there is, but this light is going to, when the flash comes in, it literally exposes all of the dark, so nobody can hide at that moment, you see? So the dog's begging the old man for treats while couples are whispering to each other. A dance formed just for whispers and gossip. So what's that old dance where, the elite would be out on the floor and they kind of like, it's kind of like a hoedown where you're 2 steps up and back, where you're side by side but in opposite directions, so you can literally whisper to each other, which any kind of dancing you can. but that's the specific dance I was getting. A dance formed just for whispers and gossip as the baby pulls the one dog's tail, because there's two dogs here, but out of the mouths of babes, calls them on their shit. 3 vertical red lines of the castle and moat, 2 red lines representing both vertical, 3 represents the castle and moat, 2 vertical red lines represents the lines for justice and balance, and then 1 red line not to be crossed. It would break your mother's back, right? You know how you're not allowed to step on the crack because it breaks your mother's back? That's the energy I was getting here. And here also that the birds can't stay quiet. Listen to their dance in the quiet. That is your guidance. Crows have been cawing as the little bull and the little lion are silenced by books, seen and not heard, by the powers that be, to block their intuition, putting the towers up and giving shots that clog up the third eye, blocking their natural connection to God. The elite creating a slave race of humans, the divine feminine destined to bridge the generation gap and make it fun for kids to learn, to journal, to open books randomly, open book policy, open door, open all with no secrets, all exposed once and for all. Multiple lovers out, unable to hide. The devil castrated by temptation and codependency and curved horns, present to romantic tie with flame. Lover's third party or cappy or devil, castrated, lover's tryst, and the 3 of Pentacles reversed, no longer willing to hurt self, to be a perfect little angel. If sharing with a man means depression, this is coming from a child's point of view. If sharing with a man means depression, which is what they're seeing from their mother and father, they're saying, I don't want it. I'm saying no. There needs to be a correction or balance here, with one getting all the gifts and praise and the other expected to do it themselves. One getting romance and the other depressed. One matching red shoes, bows and ribbons, or Texans, and other doing flame to pinky finger test, or I was just getting pinky swear test, or the other doing flame to pinky finger test. The litmus test also coming up for acidity. It is time yet to blossom into love. Or is it time? Is it time yet to blossom into love? And this is the child referencing, well, if you're saying, how far will you go before you'll surrender into love? Is it time yet to blossom into love? Can I now come out of my pain? The children are asking you, how long do I have to wait to be saved by these adults? How long are you going to let these adults torture us? So there's definitely a plea from the children, a cry from the children. How much pain must you endure to finally surrender and learn the lesson of 101, which is that the 2 magicians, or the turn for the better and the magician. So this is about, and don't forget that you are each the child. Each of you is the inner child. We are all children at one time, right? What is your inner child still that little child? And what about your outer children? What about the children that you don't know that are being tortured? You know, they're all part of us. And what can we do to change that? At 102, compassion of the 99, compassion for yourself and others. And beneath that was spiritual career of the 78, the dream family, where we're all one big happy family. The spiritual career with the dream family, the spiritual community, and having compassion for self and others. The disconnect and being at a distance, lacking faith, falling on your face, falling from grace, and then boom! Destiny hits as the wheel moves forward with Sovereign and Queen of Pentacles both upright, dumping multiple loads and emotional attachments to the Knight of Cups reversed, the rejection and the jealousy, the moodiness and the insincerity, or the schmoozers that would have you think otherwise. At 106, the Magician and the Lovers. Or now that the Divine Feminine mothers and daughters are settled, it's time for the Page of Pentacles, Star, Buck, Heart, to shine, leaving emotional issues behind. The Queen of Pentacles with Peacock, Bird, and Eyes, 2 elephants holding water through the glass ceiling, one with ivy growing and the other free and clear, releasing the bird of purification to get spirits back up and going out of their moodiness, not feeling like being love. Royalty cloaked by emerald green over violet and indigo and gold trimmings on all of the green, and peacock feather with blue eye on it, green pentagon noted here also. The final quarter of the rainbow bridge and looping around, the Page of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, the Sovereign, and the Page of Pentacles all upright, so it's like a feminine and two kids. The younger ones are the stars here, or perhaps the divine feminines too, and the divine masculine showing jealousy and impatience, like bringing up all their anger wounds. The Knight of Cups reversed losing their temper, with the Queen of Cups reversed not using their intuition, or maybe they're telling their secrets. Or the Sagittarius reversed comes home to Pisces reversed drinking or depressed and trying to show them compassion. The Page of Pentacles, one Page of Pentacles may be up and another Page of Pentacles is down. One is the Star, one is no longer accepting rejection and having compassion for themselves. Aries reversed, Scorpio reversed, Aquarius upright, Pisces upright, Cancer reversed, Pisces reversed, and Libra upright, Gemini upright, and Capricorn upright, all in the underlying energies here. In the recent past is the Nine of Swords reversed, the children and their pain and suffering. The Page of Wands reversed with the Empress reversed. The Sovereign, the Nine of Pentacles upright, and the King of Pentacles upright, losing hope of moving to peace, away from the heartbreak and separation, with release of prisoner or their own anxieties, and the Hermit with light on the Three of Cups, joy of coming together and celebration of an announcement, a final judgment, a wake-up call to the sleeping. Taurus reversed, Aquarius reversed, and Virgo upright, and another Aquarius upright right here. The foundation at the root of the matter here is divine justice. This is also Libra energy, with after-death offer of big love, in letting go to repair, fix, mend, or make amends with third party through work or work issues, with the Knight of Wands reversed, or between Sagittarius reversed and Scorpio reversed, present to a deception or up before dawn, or Cancer reversed, or moon or rising Cancer, or solar eclipse is coming and the lunar eclipse is passing as divine justice comes in as offering love, right? How long will you put up with the suffering until you decide to surrender into love? The central energy at the heart of the matter is the Page of Wands reversed, removing the mask, reaping the rewards of juggling, performing, keeping things balanced, or demonstrating on how to do it, with the Hermit shedding light or advising why the Chariot's reversed and the Magician's reversed, and the Six of Cups is reversed as not working and broken and insecure without the tools to heal childhood wounds. At 131, the Magician and the Five of Wands, the expansion and conflict, the games, and the pursuit of happiness. How to release the pain to find the peace. Make it a game, something you love to do. Virgo upright, Cancer reversed, Gemini reversed here. Perhaps Aries reversed too. The Page of Wands reversed and the Page of Wands reversed being authentic or twins. Challenged by the Six of Cups reversed, avoiding disaster and being defensive or guarded, or in the aftermath, and that could be math class, and the aftermath of sudden events, explosions, eruptions, or epiphanies, or sudden changes. Perhaps people not doing well with change and feeling guarded and losing their temper when they're pushed to change quickly, with the Queen of Swords reversed lover, or Gemini reversed, and Scorpio, as well as Sagittarius, all three reversed here. A release from prison, fear, unstable or destabilizing, moving, visitation, or the party's just over, no longer working, with Emperor reversed. The King of Pentacles is with the Nine of Pentacles upright. King and the Nine are both upright. That can be a father and child. But there's also the Page of Wands reversed here, so that could be him and his kids. Maybe the older one's much like him, but the Page of Wands reversed isn't. And the Empress reversed is next to the Page of Wands reversed, so that could be his mother or her mother or the grandmother. And then the Page of Wands reversed and the Empress reversed may be being called out. The Emperor reversed is up before dawn, or with the Page of Cups reversed, Cancer, surprised by a heated exchange with the Emperor reversed, who is stunned into submission, into release, and destined, with the Page of Cups reversed and Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, along with the King of Swords and the King of Wands, both upright, dumping emotional attachments to or with the High Priestess reversed, which has to do with not using their intuition, or secrets that have come out. And they're trying to dump emotional attachments to worrying about their secrets being exposed. Or this also could be an attachment to a Pisces, or perhaps a Virgo reversed, or Viking princess, or olive head, or need to use their intuition and heed their own advice, or letting go of attachments to secrets that have come out, or open door policy. Now, for this event coming up, the Page of Cups is reversed, is weak, and weakened due to being forced to do something, right? Can't force people to do things they don't want to do. That's not a good way to learn, right? Because they just resist you. Or this is also someone being forced into new passion and growth, or a project, or intimidated into sex. The energetic exchange and walking away from the past jealousies or schmoozers or rejections, and the King of Swords coming clean or cleaning up the act. Cancer reversed, Leo reversed, and Libra upright here. The Page of Cups reversed is no longer to be silenced by a judge, the justice system, or Libra and King of Wands, Leo. Or the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups may be siblings. One may be being bullied by the other, the King of Swords upright and the King of Wands upright, with ego or Leo between them. Or the Emperor parent bullied both of them. The King of Wands weakened by the energetic exchange, wanting to start over on journey and lead the way. Or the King of Swords is leading the way, or both of them perhaps, to confront a choice of path of the Knight of Wands reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed, which can be a couple, but also could be older children, with temptation, no longer on the fence, with the Page of Cups reversed, rejection or child, and the Ten of Pentacles, King of Swords, and King of Wands. And the Ten of Pentacles can be a family, community, or business, or a legacy. And then the Knight of Wands reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed are rebelling, waving hello or goodbye to avoid a disaster, with the Page of Pentacles reversed, or in the aftermath of sudden events, explosions, eruptions, epiphanies, with the Page of Pentacles reversed. Perhaps a child, or someone with a learning disability, or who needs help, money, or opportunity, or someone who never learns, or is seen as an opportunist, but this is just a child, or a project or new start that hasn't gotten off the ground. The Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, hanging out, inspecting every little inch before doing anything about it. Whether that's the Queen of Wands reversed, the Page of Pentacles reversed, or the Hierophant who's narcissistic, or Taurus, religion, establishment, or someone who abuses children. So this is again the wealthy family, business, or community that acts like the wise entity and never does anything without researching it very fully. But how fully do you have to research something to then to do its best on behalf of children? This is like the children saying, no longer are we going to wait for you to do what's in our best interest. The Queen of Wands reversed, Capricorn, Scorpio, and the Page of Pentacles, who could be a Taurus, or this could be the running of the bulls. Or the Emperor reversed, Libra, may be stunned, or the Emperor reversed, destined to be rejected by a big company, a family, business, or community, or legacy, with the King of Swords and King of Wands, maybe who are ruling out candidates one by one, or already found the one, and now the Emperor reversed is very shocked that they're not going to get the job, perhaps. Or maybe the one they wanted to hire chose someone else at 205. So someone who always assumes they're going to get their wish, perhaps is very shocked that they don't. This also could be an Emperor reversed, shocked by what the Page of Cups reversed says. It could be a very young child rebelling out of the mouths of babes. Or perhaps he didn't get the job due to the fact that the King of Swords and King of Wands, both upright here, have a relationship with the King of Swords. The relationship, the King of Swords and King of Wands have a relationship to the Queen of Wands, reversed Taurus, or narcissistic, Hierophant, religion, or establishment. Or Judge or Libra is tired of the King of Wands starting over and over again, every time they're bored. So they may be dumping him for some, or the King of Wands, seeing him as always bored and just dumping things because he doesn't feel like doing it anymore, always dumping him for something better. So this could be whichever one it is, the King of Wands or the King of Swords. The King of Wands is moving forward to force the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands to choose a new path. Okay, so this could be a father, right? We have the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands reversed, and the Page of Wands reversed is in the middle of the read, but we also have the Knight of Wands reversed here too. So the King of Wands is moving forward to force the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands to choose a new path. No longer can sit on the fence and inspect every inch to avoid taking responsibility for their own actions or their own lives. The Queen of Wands reversed could be narcissistic or may have been raised by one. And soon as the Page of Pentacles reversed, fighting lover in uncomfortable energies or emotionally paralyzed with too much pressure on them by Sagittarius or Scorpio reversed or Gemini upright. Perhaps being mean, but then saying it's because I love you, right? I'm doing this for your best interest because I love you, but yet being mean to you. The King of Cups reversed, it may be uncomfortable here too, but the worst is over, he knows now, with a happy ending, holding his tongue or lashing out to end the nightmare of hanging in limbo or hung out to dry. The King of Cups reversed with depression and dissatisfaction, or that's Aquarius, Knight of Swords reversed, unhappy with him, the King of Cups, or the Page of Pentacles reversed, Capricorn or Taurus, dissatisfied with conditions of their love, the parents. So there's female Aquarius reversed, Sag reversed, and then male Scorpio reversed here. The event is seeing itself as the Nine of Cups reversed, which again I showed you is the light shining down upon us, the flash of light, but it's reversed. It's like the Nine of Cups reversed is the dissatisfaction or the unhappiness alone, but it's the dissatisfaction here of the dark with the light upon them. Freeing the children from negative self-talk, from spying and lying and silence, dumping emotional attachments to unhappiness of being alone, in disconnect or at a distance, and God letting them down, right? So think of a child in a prison situation. Separation, calling in your soulmate very soon, and past life relationship, but even more so above all, is true love, that this is a romance of a lifetime. Around the event is the Three of Swords upright, the separation and heartbreak, the rain and the heart pain and the minor surgeries. That could be microsurgery or psychic surgery as well coming up here. After dumping a load, a burden, responsibilities, confessing, a heated exchange or negative exchange or argument with the Knight of Cups reversed, or not expressing and holding back feelings and true desires, causing delays with the Knight of Cups reversed. Clearly, the Page of Cups and the Queen of Cups both reversed are unhappy too, from the King of Cups reversed, his dissatisfaction and unhappiness alone, and separation after confessing to give clarity to the Queen, Knight, and Page of Cups, or to give clarity to the Page and the Queen of Cups, but it was like dumping a load on the Knight of Cups reversed, who took it the hardest. The King of Cups reversed could be the Emperor reversed, confessing to his 3 kids, or to the Queen of Cups and her kids. Or the King of Cups reversed and the Queen of Cups reversed both feel rejected in separation, but it hit him the hardest. The block here is the shadow, the addictions after verbal abuse, and suffering in silence and ending the pain, and hanging in limbo to see new perspectives. Pride comes up here, physical activity, but even more so here for this event is time out and intuition. The Ten of Swords reversed, where the worst is over, with jealous rage and third party, or war for that matter. The Ten of Wands reversed, going back downstairs into the shadows to share with others and take the high road, help others get out. Present to an offer of the Ace of Pentacles, the gold coin, the Christ consciousness, the unity from God. At 238, the High Priestess and the Queen of Cups. The Hierophant, religion, establishment, Taurus, marriage, or contractor, offering time, money, effort, payoff, loan, or new life as a gift, being present to the Knight of Swords reversed, holding their tongue or lashing out, either way. The Four of Pentacles reversed is the Divine Masculine's heart in the Batcave, opening up his heart to hang out in the ring of fire, needing strength and courage to rise above and awaken and come out. The Seven of Swords reversed, coming clean with the Ace of Wands, passion, and demands from jealous Knight of Cups reversed, with issues at work with the Magician manifesting marriage, contract, Taurus, or a leadership position. Or the Knight of Cups with issues at work with Gemini upright or Virgo upright and Taurus upright. Or sexual abuse at the workplace, or intimidation techniques. With the star, Page of Pentacles, right? The star student, right? They're the one who's going to get the job, but are they going to be abused by their employer? Grieving heartbreak and separation. Losing patience, no longer patient, or lost temper, with divine justice system, divorce, and or Libra. Dissatisfied or unhappy alone, in separation, trying to end the nightmare of the Page of Wands reversed, taking off the mask and dousing the flame, challenged by the Six of Cups reversed, with bad memories or not getting along with others, or the Page of Pentacles, shadow Capricorn, and the Page of Cups reversed, confessing rejection. Me and my shadow, kids all feeling disconnected and allowing their shadow to make its presence known. Dumping burdens to be present, lashing out or holding tongue, with the Divine Masculine in the Batcave, his heart opening up, hanging in limbo or hung out to dry, the Jesus Christ template, weak on the cross and about to rise. Fallen angel suffering in silence, the Knight of Cups reversed in ego death, the divine justice, divorce or Libra, and the Page of Wands reversed, frustration with the Page of Cups reversed, rejected. And the challenge being the Six of Cups reversed, kids feeling unloved or feeling like they're left out or a third party, or their own bad childhood or negative past. Unhappy Page of Pentacles reversed, or students unable to learn like this. Heartbroken in separation, doing shadow work instead of homework, to release their burdens, responsibilities, confessing, going back down in the trenches to help others, to be in this moment. At 258, the High Priestess and the Four of Swords. That's the connecting in the 5D, the meditation. Taking a break. Holding back the 5D messages from the Divine Masculine to just hang out while feeling weak during the Ring of Fire, and then rising up after the fires have been doused. The event is all about the star student and their abusers and being allowed to grieve, a huge twist, a final event through the ringer to get those last little bits of emotion out of us, squeezing every last bit of juice out of us to get us as clear as possible as the new world begins at 303 to 304, which is the 3 of the Empress and the 4 of the Emperor. And I was just getting I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar. So that is coming up. All right, let's pull an energy deck card. It's 5728. 57 is the 3 of Swords. 28 is the Twin Flames. So separation of the twins, of the choice of path. And what is our takeaway from this read? So for everybody watching, the best and highest good of all is concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? Let's clear all blockages to positive energy flow in all chakra layers, all auric layers, grounding and galactic cords across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all is concerned. And fill that empty space with only beautiful divine love and diamond crystalline light. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so what is our takeaway from this read? The takeaway is the 5 of expansion, the attachment. Okay, so removing the mask. That was a big message here. So we have removing the mask, and you notice how gray this is, right? It's never just black and white. It's always gray with a little bit of moss on the walls. Taking the mask off, allowing the expansion to happen, the change. And then we have the 42 of the woman holding the coin, but she doesn't look very happy either. She looks a bit dissatisfied, and the Empress is reversed in this read, but the 2 of Cups, I believe, is also reversed. So her energy is reversed in this read, right? She's not happy upright when she's got all the power. And as disconnected, she'd be, this could be someone who's a bit abusive there, right? Could be a dark mother type energy, okay? The need to remove the mask. Then we have the appreciation, right? Perhaps needing to show appreciation more for others, or maybe you're receiving appreciation from others. But it has to do with the 15 of the shadow as well, right? Showing appreciation for everything about you, your light and your shadow, masked or unmasked. Scroll work or no scroll work. I'm getting that's a message for somebody. And then the angel of strength comes up with the 10 of cups. Ten of Cups is upright in the read. So this is the combination of the Strength card and the Ten of Cups, really. And this is a very strong cup coming up here, card coming up here. And you notice that all four cards came up here are feminine energies. Okay, but they're all very serious energies. None of them are light. But they're all kind of different ages or different stations in life or different places. I mean, she can even be her. Her hair looks very similar, and she could be her. Very interesting that that came up. Or these can be children. Like this could be her child, and she could be her child. So there's a couple different scenarios that can come up here. But it's a very serious, somber tone. It's about, and also I said in the reading that what was coming up was like the feminines and the feminine children have, like, a lot of them have gotten it now. And now it's the turn for the masculines to go through it, like especially the masculine children. So the bottom of the deck here is the fifth chakra, again, Archangel Gabriel with the 39 of the Knight of Cups, which is reversed in this read. You know, this is a divine masculine not speaking their truth. You know, getting scared to speak their truth. Perhaps somebody walked away with that Ace of Wands that came up. Right? This came up this week for sure, yesterday, I believe. And then maybe that scared someone from speaking their truth, because maybe they're planning on speaking their truth before somebody walked away. Maybe this was a support system for this energy, and now they got scared to speak their truth. But these two cards also want to come out again, the Sun and the Door to Romance. Okay, so we're coming up on a solar eclipse. So here's the importance of the Sun. What's today? The 11th, and the eclipse, I think, is the 14th. The Sun, so take advantage of it now, right, before the moon has eclipsed it. The Door to Romance of the Magician here, and the 33 of the Christ vibration, that's standing up and taking the high road. So weird, the energies I'm getting from this. I'm getting energies I ever usually get. I'm getting like an outdoor, like, changing room. I'm also getting like a caravan, like a traveling caravan that houses you, your heart. And again, remember the bird cage is here, and I said the birds are your clues, because they can't keep quiet. Even if they're being told to keep quiet, they can't. So that's the nature's message to you, right? The messengers. When others are quiet, listen to the birds. They'll give you the messages you need to know. It's like the star hasn't made their entrance yet, but remember the Page of Pentacles masculine was coming up as the new star. And this is like, you know, here, feminines, get your 15 minutes of fame, because any moment now, the divine masculine is going to make their formal entrance with the 33 Christ vibration. Amazing message there. Wow. All right, let's see what Scooby has to say. It's 5:11 on my clock. Expansion and justice. And it was just 10322, the Fool, with the Magician and the Empress. All right, let's see what Scooby has to say here. There's the masculine making his entrance. My son just came out of his room. Two of Pentacles is the, you know, keeping your balls up in the air, keeping it going, right, so you don't fall, holding on tight so you don't fall off the swing. But this is someone eager to do something else, or maybe they're just so much enjoying what they're doing, they don't notice what's going on around them. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, which again is that sharing and being charitable, or perhaps settling out. But this is about sharing yourself with others. It is I. Do you like it? And this is someone, you know, I was just getting his rocks off before he presents. Someone making sure they do what they love to do, so that when they come forward, they don't feel like they're lacking at all. They've already done what they wanted to do, and now they're ready and they're free and clear to be with you. And that's like the masculine coming forward. And then we have the King of Wands, the Man of Passion, who can do multiple things at once. Look, yes, I like to go play ball or whatever he's doing, but it is I, and I'm so much fun to be with, and I can do everything and all at once too. And then the Four of Pentacles. But don't bite off more than you can chew. No, really. There's two of them. No, really. Don't bite off more than you can chew. And then that's funny, my son's nickname is Chew. Then the bottom of the deck is the Three of Swords reversed. So this is the healing and forgiving. Perhaps doing some handstands as well. Not going through the separation of overreacting, but now healing from anything you've been through in forgiveness. That's the underlying energy going into that. So very interesting how the masculine's about to make his entrance. And thank you, Matthew, for being part of this. All right, I'm going to let you go with that because I still have another twin flame read to do maybe a little bit later. And I'll pull a Journey of Love card with that one. We're already over an hour, though. So make sure you drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature. Be great to yourselves, and rise and be loved.